Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash, double honors unto the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Salutation to you, Aki. I'm pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. This is your brother Yasad back at you with another lesson. Willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And this lesson would be: iniquity shall utterly leave Jacob, and righteousness shall overflow. Right? Because the Lord is setting up a covenant where that new covenant with the house of Israel, that the Lord is gonna program their mind to only do righteousness. And that is literally a promise and a covenant that the Lord made only unto the children of Israel. Right? Like why the Lord say in Hebrews 8, the 8th chapter, I'll get into that after I bring out this precept here, that He going to make a new covenant to the house of Israel, because who was given the laws? Who could transgress the laws? Only the Israelites. Because only the Israelites made that covenant with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that they would obey and keep His commandments and whatsoever, and they broke it. Right? So He is the same one who's going to make that covenant, with the house of Israel and the whole house of Israel, because he have mercy, upon the whole house of Israel. Right? Well, I mean, the Lord, he set up the nation of Israel. He being the potter, the Israelites are the clay, and we know how it is. Not all Israelites gonna be saved, but the Lord set this movie to be so. Right? But in the kingdom, and eventually with all the reproduction Israelites upon the face of the earth, eventually all the Israelite souls will come back and they're gonna be righteous. Well, let's begin at the 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 52. It says, for yet a little while. Again, the scripture in 2nd Peter, the 1,000 years is as one day in the eyesight of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So when it say for yet a little, right, that time period of being little in the Most High eyes is really just a little time period. But to us now in this mortal flesh, that is a real long time. It's an iniquity shall be taken away out of the earth. And that is what coming, because when Yahushai comes back to render judgment unto the wicked of the earth, corruption is gonna be put out. Right? Let me get that. The book 2nd Ezra 7 and verses 43. It said, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time. And that day of doom actually going into 7 and 40 7 and verses 43. Right? It say, but the day of doom. That day of doom is what? When the Lord rendering that judgment upon the face of the earth. The Lord say, well, behold, the Lord, He going to come and plead with all flesh. Right? The slain of the Lord going to be many. Right? That time already, World War III, nukes being shot all over the place as, a mighty archer. Right? Rendering his bow, the nuclear missiles. Babylon the Great being destroyed. Many other places being hit with nuclear missiles. So that whole day of doom is the end of this time, the end of the kingdom of the wicked, the Edomites reign. Right? Esau, Edom's reign, the day of doom is going to be the end of his time. And the beginning of immortality for to come. And who is that immortality for? Who is it for? Romans 9 and 4. Right? Who are the Israelites? To whom pertain the adoption and the glory and the promises and the service of God. The promises, the kingdom of heaven, the land with milk and honey, and all these things that you're not going to sorrow anymore. You're not going to feel death. Death would be swallowed up, within the victory. Right? 2 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. Who all of these things is associated to? The Israelites. Mainly starting off with the elect. Well, Yahushua was the first fruit of them that live, and then following along with the 144,000 men, right, that the Lord set apart, the elect, right, and it's gonna follow suit on to the elect's children, and so it would go on, and basically all the Israelites that would come back into the kingdom, they would be immortal. It say, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. Because look at this time, the scripture say in Habakkuk, that the wicked they come past the righteous. So the heart of men is set to do evil. So it's more and more wicked men out. The laws of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is not being upkept in this land. That's why you're seeing these heathens allowed to eat anything they want to eat. Even Jake, eating all the bottom feeders and all the scavengers of the earth. Then on top of it, committing once the adultery, these women, and it's set so because this man set up the woman up on the high pedestal. We have the system to back you up. When you leave that man, you could put him in court, you could get cock tax, or all these different things are set up for the woman to be at that level, right? So this kingdom here, it is not set for righteousness. These women supposed to be at home, seeing about the kids. Hey, the so-called white man had these women wearing the pants. Let the men go and watch the kids and cook, and let the women come out and work. So all of that idea is to disrupt the Lord, how he literally set up the structure of our family, right? Because he wanted putting a prideful spirit upon these women. These women, they independent, they don't need a man, they could do as they please. And that the kind of westernized, way just bringing up these daughters, right? But the scripture says the day of doom, and within that day of doom, with the judgment crying out, a lot of judgment is gonna be placed upon these women, because there's scriptures that shows that these women they're gonna be begging for men. They're gonna be crying out for men. Let me get a second. It's just 16, right? 33, right? Well, I'll start at 32. It say, verse 31, it say, even so in those days shall there be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. Yeah, because when all hell break loose, people is gonna be making there's gonna be gangs coming through, assaulting you, killing you, raping your wife, killing your children, coming and taking your goods at home, your food to eat, all these things, and lodging in your house. It's and the earth shall be laid waste, because nobody to to maintain the streets, maintain the houses, nothing. Everything bush going and be growing up. All these things going to be happening because no more maintenance. No work in Egypt, nobody working. Nothing they doing. It's on the fields there shall wax old. Because when vine grow up upon all the fruit trees and these things, it stifle them. They can't even bear. Right? And her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns. Right? So all these tracks that it had, even the roadway, the grass is gonna cover the road. Right? It's because no man travel there through. Right? No traveling going on, nobody doing no work, nobody cutting the grass, maintaining the none of them thing because the whole city broken down at a lower state after a state of emergency. It said the virgin shall mourn having no bridegrooms because we know a lot of these men is gonna die out in the wars. Right? A lot of men is gonna die out in the wars. Then there's famine, then there's men killing men. And that time and that would be on a high scale. Murder would be on a high scale. The woman shall mourn having no husbands, their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. And the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. So these things is gonna come now and humble these women. Especially they that think they need no man and these things, because the scripture show that these women is gonna be begging and coming and crying out unto the men of the Lord. As it say 7 women, Isaiah 4 and 1. Yeah, 4 and 1. It says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Yeah, so these women gonna be coming here. You don't have to feed me, you don't have to do nothing for me. Just let me, be under you, because the Timothy speaks of concerning these women. I think it's 2 Timothy, the 4th chapter. Let me see if I get it. It speaks of these women is gonna be saved through childbearing, right? And if they continue in the faith, let me try 1 Timothy. Right, 1 Timothy 2 and 15, it says, notwithstanding she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. Right, so let's get Isaiah 4 and 1 in a different translation. Right. Because these wicked two-toed men, these wicked men out there would just be there to fill the bellies. They would be using these women as bargaining chips, even for meat. Because in farming things nothing to eat, and a woman is most vulnerable in that time. Isaiah 4:1 in NLT. In the day, so few men shall be left, that 7 women will fight for each man, saying, let us all marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing. Only let us take your name, so we won't be mocked as old maids. And how you would take the name of a man is obvious through having, through marriage, having sex. According to the scripture, having sex. Right? Yeah. So that right there, hey, great humbling is coming to you women. And in the kingdom now, with all this corruption past, because it's starting off with Jacob's trouble with you, the humbling of you women. You all would be more subjective, more, to listen. You would keep your mouth shut, because it will come like in the days of old with the wars. When your husband come home from battle now, kill about 1,200 men. You feel them going and come to pra 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 in the husband head? No. It's massage, take off your clothes, wash your clothes, have a nice hot plate of food, all these things. Right? I come here to in the book of Hey, I'm gonna go back at the second Ezra's. I just hear. Um, yeah. Second Ezra's. Right, second Ezra 60 and 52. For yet a little, and iniquity shall be taken away out of the earth. Iniquity taken out of the earth, and righteousness shall reign among you. Right? Let's get the Hebrews 8 and 8. Alright, the book of Hebrews, chapter 8 and 8. It says, not finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days cometh, said the Lord, I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. With who? The whole world? No, with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, the same ones who was oppressed, as it say in Jeremiah. Jeremiah 50 and 33. It said, thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were pressed together, all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. And you feel up to now they want to let the children of Israel go? No. Right now they want to put a micro chip in the mind, into the brain of the Israelites, so that they would be full, vulnerable, full, subjected to Massa, the Esau Edom. It say, I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand and lead them out of the land of Egypt. They continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, said the Lord. For this is the covenant I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind. So by doing that, that is a immortal body, the extraterrestrial body, right? That would be designed to do righteousness, and write them in their heart, and and I will be them a God, and they shall be my people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. And the scripture says that the Lord is gonna set we back up to we all estates, and He's gonna even do better unto us. Right? Ezekiel 36 and 11. I will multiply upon you man and beast, and shall increase and bring fruit, and I will settle you after your old estates, and will do better unto you than at your beginnings. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yapa, because we was at that point at time with that little level with the Lord, doing righteously, for example, the Adamites, right? Until Eve come and, the scripture says, and Adam wasn't deceived, but Eve was deceived, But until Eve come now and inveigle Adam, right? This was the outcome, The seed of corruption grew, right? But the thing about it is, yeah, the Lord is gonna make things better for us, and He's gonna set it up that the children of Israel, they're not gonna do iniquity anymore. Zephaniah, right? Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter and verse 13, it says, the remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth, for they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. That is coming, The 2 Corinthians 15 this mortal is gonna put on immortality. Right, First Corinthians 11. Because that the only way we would be able to fulfill that covenant with them new bodies. First Corinthians 15, and I'll start at verses 5. I'll start at verses 42. It says, so also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption, it is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor, it is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness, it is raised in power. It is sown in natural body, it is raised a spiritual body. And I was gonna go on with the house of Israel, starting with the elect. There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body. And it also written, the first man Adam was made a living soul, the last Adam was made a quickening spirit. Alright, I'm gonna jump on to verses 52. I will start at 51. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall rise incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible, this mortal flesh, must put on incorruption via them extraterrestrial bodies or celestial bodies. And these, no, terrestrial bodies. And these mortal must put on immortality. And we know that what? Righteousness is immortal. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, the first chapter and verses 15. So with doing righteousness, the law, statute, and commandment, that is going to make us immortal. So when the corruptible shall put on incorruption, and this mortal shall put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass, saying, that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. And that is coming. The book of, I'll close off in this last precept in the book of Isaiah 60 and verses 21. It said, thy people shall all be righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. With that time, we will praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Hashem, Kakodash. The elders and apostles are great millstone. Salute to you, Archeon, pushing this word in sincerity. Until the next one, Shalom.